On your Illustrator certification test, you're going to be asked to identify the differences between three main drawing tools. If we take a look at our first artboard, you can see two different kinds of paths that we can create using our pen tool. I'm going to zoom in on the very first artboard so that I can practice using the pen tool and show you guys some of the things that you can create with it. The pen tool is going to be number 3 on your Essentials workspace. If for whatever reason your pen tool is not showing, you can always click on the little 3 dots at the bottom of your toolbar and all of your other drawing, typing, painting, and other drawing tools are going to be listed here. With the pen tool, you can create open and closed paths. An open path is going to look basically like this line that you see above here. To create my open path, I'm going to make sure that I have a fill of none and a stroke color set, and I'm going to just increase it to 5 points so I can see what I'm doing. So I can create something similar to the zigzag with the pen tool, just creating an open path. To close it so that it doesn't keep going eternally, I can just click the escape key on my keyboard. And the path is going to remain open as just a solid line. I can also create a closed shape with my pen tool, similar to this arrow that I created here. I can do so by plotting down several anchor points, and then if I want to go and connect them, as I'm doing with this parallelogram here, or more like a trapezoid here, I can just kind of go and click on the very first anchor point, and it's going to create a closed shape. When it's a closed shape, you're able to fill it with a color. So when it's asking you to identify what the pen tool can do, you're going to look for the option that says that you can create closed and open paths with the pen tool. You can create paths using straight lines like I did here, or you can also flip to a different kind of pen tool called the curvature tool, and you can create curvy paths, similar to what I'm doing here. I'm just going to go and get rid of that fill so that it's an open path of just curves. So with the pen tool, you're basically able to create both closed and open paths as well as straight lines and curves. You're also going to be asked about the direct selection tool. The direct selection tool looks like a white arrow, and it's number 2 in your toolbar. Again, if you cannot find it, click on the little 3 dots at the bottom, and it's going to be under Select. In order for me to make changes to this shape that I made earlier with the pen tool, I need to make sure I select it first. And when I select it, it's going to be highlighted in blue, or outlined in blue rather, and it's going to have anchor points that I can click on and edit further. So for example, I can turn these sharp corners into smooth corners by selecting this option in the Properties panel to make that curve smooth. Make it look a little bit closer to a heart. I can also, with my direct selection tool, click on those anchor points, and I can drag on these widgets on the edges of the shape so that I can further smooth out the edges. So the direct selection tool is very versatile, and it lets you adjust the appearance of your anchor points. It also lets you drag on the handles in your anchor points so that you can further customize the vector shape in any way, which way that you can. You may also be asked about the Add Anchor Point tool. This one is actually going to be hidden in my Essentials workspace. So I'm going to click on the 3 little dots on the bottom, and I'm going to look under Draw, and this is what it looks like. It looks like a little pen with a plus sign on the corner. And what this does is it allows you to add further anchor points to any one given shape. So before I use that tool, I'm actually going to go and select the shape that I created earlier with the normal pen tool. I'm going to use the Add Anchor Point tool, and in so doing, I can kind of go and click anywhere in the path and add additional anchor points. By adding additional anchor points, I can then go in with my direct selection tool and adjust that shape further with the addition of those anchor points. So the Add Anchor Point tool is going to look exactly like the pen. It's just going to have a little plus sign on the corner, and it lets you add further anchor points so that you can customize any vector shape on Illustrator. So pen lets you draw, open and close paths. Direct selection tool lets you edit any shape by basically messing around with the anchor points. And add anchor point tool is going to allow you to add further anchor points to any one given shape so that you can customize it and make it a little bit more experimental.